There's not one guy, one person in the history of this program that's bigger than the program.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Oh, what's up, and welcome into episode number 82 of the Program Guyz podcast. My name is Mason Prince, joined with you as always by Patrick Kurtzberger, Ryan Tyson, Mark Hall, no Matt Gann this week. Today is Thursday, August 3rd. Be sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, inching ever so closer to 1,700 subscribers, trying to hit 2,000 by the time the football season begins in just a few weeks, folks. Helps us out, costs you $0. You can follow us on Twitter at Program Guyz with a Z, our Instagram, Program Guyz with a Z, our Facebook page, Program Guyz Podcast. And folks, the TikTok is blowing up.
TikTok is blowing up. Patrick, baby.
400 followers for Patrick's TikTok. Check us out. It's blowing up. The people love it. All of the clips that you're seeing on social coming from Patrick, his hard work. We appreciate you and all your hard work, Pat. And yeah, what else am I missing? Spotify, folks, a great week, a great month on the audio channels as well. Record highs for us on the audio channels.
In the off season, baby.
In the off season.
Yeah,
just keep on following the program. Share it with 5 friends. Helps us out more than you know. Okay,
that's
boys.
it, baby. Because it's not us, it's y'all. It's the program.
Exactly. Boys, we are getting so much closer to football season. Happy to see your smiling faces. How's everybody living?
Good. 4 weeks, 4 more weekends till football season.
I'm so excited.
That's right. We have
absolutely thrilled.
You're by the time you get this on Thursday, there will be a football game tonight. Not that it matters, but there will be a football game tonight. That is the Jets and someone else.
Texans play the Patriots, 6 p.m. Central.
Okay.
And it'll be one of the first Texans games I watched in a long time.
Okay. Patrick's excited. But football is officially back. We're deep in it. OU Media Day was on Wednesday. We're going to go
Hold
over...
on, Mason. I have banter.
Okay, go ahead.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Have you got the CJ Stroud jersey yet?
No, not yet. I'm gonna wait. If he starts more than 7 games, I'll think about it.
Wow.
Okay, I like that.
Not a high bar.
You know
man.
what? Let's go with win 7 games, not plays. Win 7 regular season games.
Whoa.
I'll buy a jersey.
Wow. Okay.
Is this
By
still?
that
Is
matter,
this?
Ryan's
Hold
gonna
on.
have so many Kirk Cousins jerseys.
I know.
Yeah.
The classic. Patrick, I need a rundown again. We're starting a new season.
Right.
Who are your teams, and what order do they go in?
Yeah. Houston Texans, number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, LA Rams.
Okay.
Number 3, the Ravens.
Hold on.
Number 4, the Bears.
How did the Ravens go above the Bears?
I've just always really appreciated them in general, like since I was a kid. And then Lamar Jackson was obviously the best quarterback pick in that draft as the last pick, and he gets too much disrespect. And I'm a Ravens guy because of it. And then of course Mark Andrews is there too, so that helps.
Disrespect when he just got paid.
We don't need to get into it. But yeah.
We're definitely not getting into it. We're 100% not getting into it because
it's the classic beginning of the football season, man. I just need to know where Pat stands. I need to know where Pat stands.
It changes every week. Come back every week and he'll have a new take for you. So some recruiting news to get to first. We have OU Media Day. The local media was in Norman covering OU Media Day. I believe that was on Wednesday or Tuesday. And we'll go over that as well. We also have coming up some injury news as well, and our MVPs to round out the show. But first off, coming up, we got some recruiting news to get for the people. We got a commitment, 3-star 2024 safety, Michael Patterson McDonald, 5'9.5", 175 from Westmore High School in Moore, Oklahoma. He is committed to the 2024 class. Also, we have a quarterback, Brendan Zerbrug, a 3-star, 6'4", 185. We flipped him from Northwestern. So that's another guy you can add to the class as well. And then Bergen, People get mad at us when we mispronounce things, but like I'm gonna go.
But
Bergen.
you get on these mics and you try, and then we'll see how this
Bergen.
goes.
Let me
Let's
do
go
this
Bergen.
one. I'll do
Let's
this
go
one.
Bergen, I think.
Oh, is
His
it
name-
German?
Yeah,
His name's Gavin Kaiser. That's probably how you pronounce his name.
I love it. Okay. Well, he's a 3-star defensive end, 6'4", 245 from Edmond, Oklahoma. So some big commitments coming in, not the big names that we're waiting on necessarily in terms of Williams Winery and David Stone and the like, but those official offers have been starting to flood in. We see David Stone tweeting out all his official offers and stuff and other big recruits like that. So of those 3 that I just listed off, who are you most excited about?
Tough start.
Yeah.
Well,
Go,
it's a
Mark.
tough question.
Go.
Yeah, okay, so I'll go. I think that, funny enough, Michael Patterson McDonald is a guy who's been on OU's radar for a long time now. He's a Westmore product and obviously is right there. So he's been someone that we've been in the mix for from the jump. His recruitment is closely tied with David Stone's, so read into that whatever you want to. My balls have already dropped where that's concerned. Brendan Zerbrug is good because adding depth at quarterback is always good. I'm very excited about Bergen Kaiser, though. At 6'4", 245, he's like a 3-star just about everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing him in as a preferred walk-on and through the NIL opportunities that the commenters have kindly and not so kindly reminded me over time these guys get, right? Their college gets paid for, they get money, they make money off of these deals, especially for in-state kids because tuition is different, right? So lots of different things at play here. What sticks out to me is this dude's a real athlete with kind of a funky body. He's 6'4". I saw him listed at 235. We have him in the outline at 245. He's sort of broad, not broad, but bulky, I guess. And he seems built for every single special team unit. He is going to be Jay Nunez's best friend on the field because he's going to be occupying every single part of that phase of the game. I love that we're investing in players like this, athletes without a defined position. I love that we're investing in local talent, guys like Bergen Kaiser, guys like who was it last week, guys? We just got, we're getting these guys. Jacob Jordan from Texas not long ago. I think that this is one that has me very excited, and it's a margins pickup, sure, but I like when we can make big moves on the margins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just to be clear, he's 6'4", 245 pounds, according to his Twitter. And I think that's just the most accurate way to go about it at this point in time.
Yeah, why would he? What does he have to
The
lie
commenters
about?
would agree with you. So
it's true.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for Zerbrug. Like Mark said, quarterback depth, never a bad thing. An Oklahoma kid, 6'4", 185. He's got the build that you kind of want. Oh, what?
he's not from Oklahoma.
He's from Ohio.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's
I
from
know.
Ohio.
My bad.
Alliance,
I
Ohio.
read the wrong thing.
H is a K.
Yeah, there you go. So he flipping him from Northwestern. We know what a mess Northwestern is right now. So we know the kid had D1 offers. We know he had Power 5 offers. So this kid's not a bum. Maybe he comes in and maybe he turns into somebody. Well, you never know. It's not a bad thing to have quarterback depth, as Mark said.
Yeah, I think the thing that I love about I'm gonna butcher his name, guys. I'm sorry. Bergen Kaiser. The thing that I love about him is that he did have offers from other places. Like he had offers from Oklahoma State, Tulsa, Sam Houston State, Navy, Air Force, Army, UNLV, and he chose to come in as a preferred walk-on to Oklahoma. And that means something. And that is something that he's like, I can make an impact here and I can do something here. And I believe in what this university and this program is trying to achieve. So I love that. I love seeing that. For the other two, yeah, I mean, I'm excited about Zerbrug for all the reasons that you guys already talked about. Having depth there is awesome. especially because we don't really know how Hawkins is going to do in 24. Everyone's talking about Jackson Arnold coming in. We don't really even know like what that looks like further down the line. So yes, I will take depth wherever that we can get it. And then Patterson, McDonald, I love a local kid. Mark has talked about this he just talked about this, but like making sure that we have stayed with him through this whole process, and him basically, like, I'm pretty sure he only put like one hat on the table during his commitment thing, which I thought was pretty awesome. Like usually people just go ahead and like put their hats on the table. He put one and he was like, I didn't need any other hats. This is where I want to be. And like, that's cool to me. So, I mean, we don't know what these players are going to do. We don't know what they're going to look like when they, join our squad and everything like that. But the fact that a lot of these players are saying, yes, this is where I want to be, even if I have other offers, even if there's other places that are recruiting me, I don't even care. I'm not thinking about that. All I care about is this. I think that's really special, and it shows what our coaching staff is trying to create here.
Patrick, anything before we move on?
I think you guys covered it. If you want my deeper thoughts, check out our TikTok.
TikTok's blowing up.
Real fast,
400
Mason, on Michael
followers.
Patterson McDonald. I know that there's an ease to look at it as, okay, we offered him so that we get David Stone, so that we get Caden Durham. These guys are all boys, so that's like a piece of the game for sure. But I also want to make clear that this is a 4-star player, and if we end up in a position where Peyton Bowen has gone to the draft and you don't have your Reggie Pearsons, Key Lawrences anymore, whatever it is, right? There's every reason to believe that he could come in as a senior in a few years and actually start and get a 5th year and start. That it's going to take some more development than it does with a superstar athlete like Peyton Bowen, but why couldn't he get there? We've seen lesser players accomplish that before. I'm thinking Justin Broyles, recent coaching staff addition specifically, right? Like we've seen this before with a guy like this. So stoked to get him on campus too.
Perfect. Some crystal balls to get to real quick, guys. I'm going to rattle them all off, and then we'll just, if anyone sticks out to you, then at the end, just shout it out. So Andy Bass, 3-star 2024 athlete. He's a quarterback from Heritage Hall, 6 foot 200. Daniel Ken Kunmi, man, just butchering it.
We're gonna get roasted.
Oh,
this.
Dude, I know. Interior offensive lineman, 3-star 2024. He's from London, England, 6'4", 295. Jaden Nickens, 2025 athlete. He's a 4-star from Millwood High School in Oklahoma City. Marcus James, 3-star linebacker from Carl Albert High School. He's a 2025 prospect. Marcus James, he's another linebacker from 2025, 3-star from Carl Albert High School as well. And then you have Christian Thatcher, another linebacker. He's a 4-star in the 2025 class, 6'3", 203 from Arbor View in Las Vegas, Nevada. What are you laughing at?
That's funny.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Hold on. There's guys. There's
Mason
listed off
outline.
two.
Oh, wow.
Marcus James.
Did I say Marcus James twice?
Just saw that.
Bro.
Classic.
Amazing.
It's just been an insanely long day. And
No, I mean, it's on the
lucky
outline
again.
twice. That's on me.
You're
on
lucky
me.
I'm here, honestly. So, like,
We have
I said
two
Marcus
different
James.
sizes for him.
Yeah.
Well, they're from two
Marcus
different
James.
recruiting websites.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
So-
why
I'm
I'm now checking Twitter, because I
That's
think
fine.
that no one can argue that.
That was great, guys.
All right,
I love
so-
that. I love that.
All right, go ahead. Somebody talk about who you like, because I'm done.
Someone
I would
else
like
start.
to say that Andy Bass has an announcement. So this is dropping Thursday. Apparently there's an announcement happening on Twitter on Thursday. I do not know what that is. Half the time I think people are committing somewhere and then they just have an announcement of things that they've already said before. So
Yeah.
who knows? I believe that because he like just dropped his top 3 just
He
like
dropped
a
the
couple
top
days
3,
ago.
right?
So I would
It's us, Syracuse, and
imagine
K-State.
yeah, I would imagine it's a commitment, but I do not know for sure. So we've talked about him before, but he's just like he just looks like an athlete. just built like an athlete. So I'm really excited to see him. And then some of these other guys, I mean, yeah, I'm very interested in Daniel from London, England. I have not looked at him like at all, but I'm just very interested in what that is. Like 6'4", 6'5", 295. There's possibility there to get him above that 300 weight class. I know Mason, you have kind of a quote coming around the 300, and I know this is offensive lineman, but still the bigger boys, the better, honestly, right now for us going into the SEC. So
100%.
Those are like the big ones that kind of stood out to me.
Just in general, it seems we're being very thorough with how we're approaching this 2025 class already, and I like to see it.
Mark?
Good stuff. I love that. Okay, I have a few points because y'all know me. Daniel Akinkunmi, I don't know if that's right, but I'm just going to roll with it. Get him with Bill Bedenbaugh. He's a big block of clay and he's going to get molded. That's all I got on that. He's a dude from England. That's perfect for Bill. He's going to love it. Right? That's a 24 guy and it's someone that's sort of a lottery ticket. That's a fun one, I think, if you're going to throw lottery tickets out there on the offensive line. Andy Bass is, like we've said before, insurance for the Caden Durham recruitment and super athlete, right? Let's get him on the field and see what can happen there. Jaden Nickens we have him listed as an athlete. He plays receiver, and I think he wants to play receiver at the next level. Bring him in, 6'3", 170, and a class of 25 guy. He's going to get taller, right? He's going to be bigger. That's cool. We like that on the outside. 6'4" or 5'9". That's all we want. And finally, right under our noses at Carl Albert, where there's already 3 guys committed.
Yeah.
We get a crystal ball from Marcus James, who, Patrick, which of these is from his Twitter?
I'll let you know in a second.
You're sick, man. All right, I'm going to go with the better sounding one. At 6'4", 215, has room to grow into the kind of long-armed, long-limbed, lean-muscled athlete that we've seen Brent do pretty magical things with at the cheetah position, at the linebacker position. Let's say he gets a little bit bigger, even you put his hand in the dirt. That's not bad for anyone. So that's the one that really stood out to me was Marcus James.
Yeah, he's 6'4", 215.
Wait, so
Beautiful.
okay, so 2025 guys, they're what, 16 right now? They're like in between their sophomore and junior year, right?
Yeah. They
Dear
just got their driver's
God.
license. Yeah.
This dude is 6'4", 215 at 16 years old. I know these are big
Unit.
guys, but still, like that's a lot. So that's
Yeah,
exciting.
It's nuts. It's nuts for sure. Let us know down below in the comments who of these recent commits and recent crystal balls are you most excited for. We read every single one of your comments on our YouTube channel. You can tweet at us. You can comment on our TikToks. You can comment on our Instagram Reels, our Instagram posts, all that stuff. We read every single one of your comments. Try to respond to every single one of them. Everybody does a pretty good job at that and engage with you guys and the people. Anything else on the recruiting front, guys, before we move on to some media day stuff?
Do we know when do we know when Winery's committing? Because like August 1st got thrown around and then August 1st like came and went. So is it just like a random
sure.
day?
No idea.
Not
It's
sure,
just
but
an-
Caden
okay.
Durham just changed his commitment date to the 10th of August.
Okay. So that's in
Okay.
like a little over a week. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Some OU Media Day news. First off, we want to give thoughts and prayers to Julie Venables. Brent got to the podium and said she has been diagnosed with cancer. I believe it's breast cancer. I don't want to get that wrong, though.
Yeah.
I think it's breast cancer.
So Brent was very open and honest with everybody about that, and really just thoughts and prayers to Julie. Brent said she's a fighter and she's going to keep fighting. So I hope she continues to fight the good fight. Some injured players for the team is going to be Caden to start camp, I should say, is Caden Helms, JJ Hester, Brennan Thompson, Jacob Sexton, Jacob Lacey, and Phil Paya. Justin Broyles is also officially on the staff for OU. Anything on the injury front or the Julie front? I guess I should have let you guys jump in there about Julie if you wanted to, but we'll just lump it all together, I guess, for that.
Yeah, regarding Phil Paella, I think out of any of these injured players, that's the one that sticks out to me the most of potentially, like, I was very excited to see him play from the start. Don't know if he will be healthy for the start or not, but that sticks out.
Yeah, for me, Jacob Sexton starting camp injured, not good. I mean, for him, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, who knows what happens with him, but on his front, you know, fighting for a position, not good to start camp on the injured front.
I hope we get to see Caden Helms play football at some point, man. That would be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
That's kind of the thing to me is he's podcasting. I'm podcasting. I'd love to see him on the field because I was very high on him and think there's a lot of talent there. He's got a great body to add a little bit of weight and make an impact at a position that we need impact players. Austin Stogner is only here for one more year, and then Devon Mitchell comes in, but at that point you've got a 2-3 year head start on him. So why couldn't you be the guy, or Jason Llewellyn be the guy? So that's one that sticks out to me. Seems like he just hasn't been able to get right medically since getting on campus, and hopefully we can see that turn around sometime sooner than later. I don't know exactly what he's out for, or what the timeline is on that.
Do we know? So Justin Broyles, I know, posted on Instagram today about like joining the staff and everything like that. Do we know in like what position officially?
Like
Vibes.
defensive analyst.
He's like an analyst, right?
Yeah.
Say vibes.
Who said vibes?
Vibes analyst. Amazing.
Vibes analyst. It's just the vibes.
Perfect.
It's just the
So
vibes.
good.
So
I should've said
I know that Venables has like high praise for him. I'm reading an OU Insider article right now that he's just like, he says Justin is terrific, loves his team, loves his teammates, loves his coaches, he values his opportunity, thankful spirit every day. He just cares. He cares as much as any player I've been around. So like he's got high praise from the head guy. So I'm excited about him coming on the staff and just being around the program, continuing to be around the program. He's a local Oklahoma boy, so that's good to see. Cool. Yeah, I don't really have much on like some of the injuries. I agree with Mark. Like, are we ever going to see Helms play? I do not know. And then some of these others, you know, I know Brennan Thompson is out with like tonsils and stuff like that. We'll see if like as we go through the summer, you know, training, let's see like what shakes and what we're actually going to end up with at the beginning of the year.
Is that all right, maybe y'all are more biologically inclined than me. Is a tonsil thing like you might not be able to breathe, right?
I mean, if
he
just got his tonsils out.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Okay.
To me,
okay.
to me, that's the only. Yeah,
that would be the only thing, unless
Yeah.
it's like major like hardcore tonsillitis or something like
And
that.
then
But then they would just. But then
they'd remove them.
They'd remove.
And he wouldn't have been at media day, right?
Yeah. So I think I think maybe it's just like, you know, when they came out with the injury, they were like, all these injuries could mean like, could be any kind of level of injury, basically. Like, who is going to be like 100% available at the beginning? And I guess if he has the tonsillectomy, that can knock you out for a week or two. So
yeah, I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to be the fastest person on the field, whether he steps on with a little bit of tonsillitis or not. So.
It's a good point, Patrick. It's a good point. Some OU Media Day stuff. All right, folks. So we're going to do a little exercise here. Instead of going through everything that was said at Media Day, each of us have picked something on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball that was said at OU Media Day that kind of stuck out to us. So we'll start, boys, with the offense. Okay. And in terms of the offense, we'll pick out a storyline that stuck out to us. I'll start first. To me, it's got to be that Emmett Jones has emerged as just the guy now that Cale Gundy is gone. He has proven himself and proven his worth time and time again. And while this wide receiver room doesn't have a lot of experience together or on the field, I think Emmett Jones is the dude to get it done. You think about what he's doing with the team right now, and then you look at the guys who he has in the class that are coming in, just to list them off in case you forgot. 4-star Zion Kearney. You got 4-star Ivan Carrion. This is according to On3. 4-star Zion Raggins. Then you have, I'm scrolling, I'm sorry, 3-star KJ Daniels, 3-star Dozie Azukama. The list goes on. And he has
Kearney.
more. Did I not say Zion?
I think you did.
I think I did.
Was that the first one? I missed it.
Joke's on you. I said it twice. I'm just kidding. Classic. But Emmett Jones continues to improve himself, that he is the guy to step up to the plate, the guy that they were looking to fill Cale Gundy's massive shoes. And he's the guy to fill those Jordans. Emmett Jones is a stud.
All right. So, yes.
Where are you
Who's
going
DeMarco
with
Murray to you, man? Like, that's DeMarco
DeMarco.
Murray was on those trips with Cale Gundy when shit was hitting the fan after Lincoln left, and he could have easily hit the coaching transfer portal too, man. And I don't know, maybe he's his own unique special character in all this, but give me spray tan every time.
Nice. All right. Anybody else on the offensive side of the ball? What'd you guys hear?
Yeah, I'll go real quick because mine is kind of related to the whole Emmett Jones thing. I kind of want to talk about Gavin Freeman has been mentioned multiple times by multiple coaches throughout like this whole media day piece, like multiple days. I mean, BV had some like really fascinating quotes about him. I think the first one, let me get them so I can like have them read them word for word. He said the best receiver coming out of the spring was Gavin Freeman by a long shot. Some people said, well, we must suck at receiver. How about how good Gavin Freeman is? And then also he was talking about Schmitty, and he said if Schmitty was standing up here and he wanted to talk about Gavin Freeman, y'all would be here until midnight. So like, this is a guy who just like puts in a ton of work, came on as a preferred walk-on, I believe, last year, had his first reception turn into like take it to the crib and get a touchdown out of it, right? Had an official offer to the Texas Tech, and there came out over this whole media day piece that essentially Emmett Jones said when he was brought on to Texas Tech as the receiver coach that they told him to like stop communicating with Gavin Freeman like at the time. Like they were trying to separate themselves from him. And like I saw like Gavin like tweeted about it and said like this really like this can impact you like mentally, and it shows like where I wanted to be, and like people wonder why I took this like preferred walk-on position over like an actual offer to Tech. And I feel like he's just somebody who's got like a massive chip on his shoulder from this experience that he's had, and like I'm just like so excited to see what he does this year, and him just getting all of this like recognition and praise for like what he's been able to do in the spring. Especially like we've talked a lot about, you know, the receiver room other than probably Farouk is like wide open at this point, and it's up to our people to actually like, or our players to like stand up and take it, right? Like be good enough to be that number one or that number two. And I'm excited to see what he does with it. So that was kind of the offensive one that stood out to me this past week.
So here's my thing with the whole Gavin Freeman thing. I think there's a difference between being an off-season all-star and being an all-star on the field. And right now, he's getting a lot of praise for his off-season. And that's great. I bet he had a great off-season, and he was great in the weight room and showed up to every workout and gave a lot of great workouts. I need to see what he does on the field, because we love Brent Venables on this podcast, but he has a very bad habit of gassing a lot of guys up who don't do a whole lot on the field. Like he
I think
he likes
I
to
think you
heap
can
praise.
I think you can make that argument for like literally every single person except maybe the ones who are like insanely gifted physically. Like
Yeah,
we know Bowen is going to be awesome. We know
yeah,
PJ is going to be awesome. Like we know like that stuff is going to happen. I mean, we don't know for sure, but we have like a very, very high, it's a very high likelihood of happening, right? I don't know. I
yeah.
just think like effort means something. Like actually putting in the work means something. And that to me is inspiring. And it should
That's
be
fair.
inspiring to hopefully all the players also on the team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I see your point. I see your point, Mason. You got to prove it.
On the aforementioned podcast by Caden Helms, the boy, Gavin Freeman came on July 28th and said, I'm way faster and way stronger. I've gained close to 20 pounds since I got here. I came in at about 163 and now I'm at 185. I can't speak to the validity of all of those things, but I think he's someone you could absolutely see real physical maturation, and that could be something that gets him on the field. Like he's got the weight now to support. Okay, let's toss him the ball and get some yak in screenplay situations where you're not just running fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Gavin Freeman like he's Marquis Brown right now. We
might
are.
be.
I mean,
I'm-
if that's the case, I'm fine with it. Hey,
Look,
give me that all day. But
I don't think
that's
anyone's
the truth. We're
saying
talking
he's
about it.
like he's obviously like he came on preferred walk on, he wasn't, highly recruited. Like that's whole part of his story. But like, Baker Mayfield also was a preferred walk on, right? He came on to our team as a walk on. I'm not saying that he's the next Baker. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I appreciate him being like, look, maybe I am not the best like physical specimen out of all of these wide receivers, but I'm going to work my ass off to show them that I'm good enough to be here. And like, I just appreciate that. And that seems like what he is doing this offseason. You're right, Mason. Let's see if that turns into like actual like productive statistical like output on the field. But like from a motivation perspective, a morale perspective, a competition perspective, all of those things, I think like he is showing that he's good enough to be on this team. And I'm excited to see like what he can do.
Yeah. And let me be clear. I hope he's the All-American. Why wouldn't you want him to be, right? Like it makes OU better. Yeah, I just go back to I just see him and I think Drake Stoops. And I think if Drake Stoops, like I said last year, Drake Stoops is your second best receiver, you got a problem on offense. And if Gavin Freeman is your second best option on offense, you got a problem on offense. That's just where I'm at. I mean, with all due respect to the kid.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see if you feel the same way at the end of the year.
I hope he changed my mind. I hope he does.
All
right.
If he does, I'll clip it.
Yeah, clip it, baby. All right. So
get it on the talk.
Who else on the offensive side of the ball? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got offensive side of the ball. So Just Levy said, in order to be in the top 10 for all-time passing yards in college football, Dylan Gabriel just has to throw about 2,800 more yards. That is so impressive. And there's so much DG slander out there. He's about to be the top 10 for all-time passing yards in college football. He is a dude, and I think he will elevate us this year. I'm very excited to see it. This was an awesome quote from Levy, and he said a lot of other things about DG and how he's matured more as a leader as well. I'm very excited for DG year 2 at Oklahoma.
I'm all aboard the DG hype train, man. I truly am. I'm not gonna go. I think as you listen to our last pod, I think he needs to be at a Heisman level if OU is going to make the playoff. I don't think he's going to be that, but I think he's going to be exponentially better than he was last year, and that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So, I'm all aboard. I'm on the train.
DG is to me as Danny Stutzman is to Mason. So
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
until he shows me. Again, I feel we've talked about this. His numbers are great. That's not the problem. It's everything else that's going on. So, we'll see. We'll see this year.
We'll see.
The only way he doesn't get it is if he gets hurt or benched. So he broke that number in 12 games last season. So I think that it's safe to say we would see that.
Yeah,
Probably.
Look, if you want to put your aluminum foil hat on with Mason real quick, OU football posted their media day, sort of behind the scenes, doing all the videos and stuff with the smoke and flames. A lot of Jackson Arnold. A lot of Jackson Arnold.
Not an accident.
Take that for what you will.
I'm still team that it's probably going to happen in the middle of the year.
The way Jeff Levy talked about Jackson Arnold was very optimistic that could happen, but he also said DG is the number one quarterback in the room. So
yeah, cool. Mark, round us out on the offensive side.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the way Jeff Levy discussed the offensive line, and I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but he said definitively, here's our starters. Walter Rouse at left guard. We don't know yet, left tackle. We don't know yet at left guard. Andrew Rame at center, McCade Matower at right guard, and Tyler Guyton at right tackle. I wouldn't have done that. I would have seen how all these bodies were going to fit together, especially at the two guard positions, and seen what happens there. Now, he's not tied to anything he says here, right? If two other guards come out and play better than McCade Matower, then that's who's going to play. But it's that battle at guard, because if he's so sure and so entrenched in those four guys, then all there is for him and Bill Bedenbaugh to figure out is who's number 5 on that offensive line. Does that come down to freshman Caden Green, who came in as a tackle but could easily slide over and play guard if he needed to? Is it someone like one of the million Jacobs we have? I think it's a Taylor that's at guard. There's a few options. We brought in a transfer, Troy Everett from, isn't he Appalachian State? I want to say that. Yeah. I mean, there's options that we have, and that's a battle that I'm very intrigued to see. Obviously, as a fan, you always want to see the freshmen pull that victory off, right? Because it just bodes best for the future. But that's where I'm kind of zeroing in, because I think no matter who starts among the skill positions, we'll see more rotation at receiver than we did last year. And we'll see plenty of running backs, I think.
Yeah, it's really interesting that he said that, because we see Bill Bedenbaugh shake up the offensive line a lot. But I'm going to look at it a lot. But I'm going to look at it in a positive way. These guys won their spot because they killed it in the spring. That's how I'm going to look at it. And I'm excited for it.
I like your outlook on it, Pat. Mark, the Caden Green name intrigues me a lot at left guard, a whole lot. And yeah, you brought him in to be a tackle, but you're telling me, you tell a freshman Caden Green, we need you to play guard. You think he's going to be like, no thanks? Yeah, that dude will go play left guard. Yeah. He'll be ready to go. He's got the big enough body right now. He'll be okay. And if he needs to slide out to left tackle next year, then guess what? He can do that. Then you got him. He knows two positions. So yeah, I like the Caden Green name a whole lot.
What about Bird?
That's who I wanted to say. Damn it.
He's huge. He's massive.
Did
you see that picture?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. It doesn't happen now, it will not happen. And I hope that he does. That's who I meant to say. It's my whole setup. God dang it. Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, you got it now.
Go Bird.
Bird.
Ever since I saw that picture that DG posted, I'm like, and everyone in the comments was like, who is that on the left? And it was like,
dude,
he's huge.
Yeah,
I was like, you need to get him on the field. Just get him on the field.
Patrick, start us off on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, I didn't actually have anything on the defensive side of the ball, but I
Don't
will
worry about
say
it. That's fine.
I will say I did listen to all of Ted Roof's press conference. He seemed just much more optimistic the way he was talking about the whole team, the experiences in all the rooms now. I loved what he said about Connor Neer. I'm excited for it. You guys can get into more specifics though.
Mark, we'll go back to you for the defense.
Yeah, so mine has everything to do with Connor Neer. He's the transfer out of Ferris State. He's a multiple-time national championship winner at Ferris State. And at 6'2", at least 220, that's what he was listed as last year. He's already built to come in and play a role as a 22-year-old super senior on the defense. Compare that to, we love him to death, but Jaren Kanak is 19 years old and plays with swords. And Kobe McKenzie is younger than that. And it's not that those guys aren't more talented, because I believe that they are or ultimately will be. But Connor Neer is a man. He is. Here's the quote that Ted Roof had that Patrick was alluding to. He was a two-time All-American and team captain from where he came from. He's been very successful. Great leader, maturity, experience, and a good blend, Roof said. He's done a great job of fitting in, as have all the transfers. At the same time, our guys have done a great job making him feel welcome. It's been a good transition, blah, blah, blah. Lots about competition, right? He gets into coach speak. But Connor Neer is ready to step in and play defense in a way that we've sort of questioned. Is Jaren Kanak? Is Kobe McKenzie? That was the talk in the spring. Connor Neer might be the answer to the question.
Totally.
Absolutely. All right. For my defensive point, I got a quote from Todd Bates. Quote, when I first got here, we only had one guy that weighed over 300 pounds. Going into this season, we now have 5. Guys, how many times have I come on this podcast and said to you that size is what is going to win you games when you get playing big boy football? We haven't had that. All due respect to the previous staff, they did not recruit size on the defensive line like this. Not the way that Todd Bates and Miguel Chavis are. Todd Bates knows what he has in that room. With the transfers that have come in, with the new recruits coming in, with the guys that they're targeting, all of these guys have size and they're massive. And that's what you need to succeed in the SEC and succeed in the future. And they see this. They know the writing on the wall. They know what it takes to win a national championship. They did it multiple times at Clemson. They know what you need on the defensive line to be competitive in big boy football. And it fires me up to just have it reiterated that I keep coming on this podcast and telling the people we need bigger guys. We need bigger guys. We need bigger guys. And Todd Bates is like, yeah, we do. And now we got 5 over 300 pounds. And it's dope. I love it, man. I'm fired up.
Yeah.
Chills right now.
If you think someone like Jaden Axon Jackson would have came to OU to play for Alex Grinch in the Speed D, no, it's the Big D, baby.
The Big D. That's right. Okay.
That's what we building, the Big D.
The Big D.
Yep. I like it. Jaden Axon Jackson. Shout out to Matt Gann.
Mason.
Brother.
So those 5 defensive linemen are our boy Jordan Kelly, our boy Phil Paya, Isaiah Coe, Dejon Terry, and was that 5? Is that 5? Did I already do 5?
That's
4.
I think that was 4.
Oof.
Then he's counting Kelvin Gilliam, who's listed at 299. But I was going to talk about Kelvin Gilliam being listed there too. Anyway, look to see all those guys be rotation pieces, because you're right, we need them.
100%. I'm just beyond excited. All right, Ryan, round us out on the defensive side, brother.
Yeah, I don't have a lot here. Because specifically I watched oh my god. My mind just completely blanked.
You watched Levy or
wow, yes, Bates. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I watched Bates press conference, and basically, Mason, everything that you just said is the thing that got me the most jazzed about the defense. So it's a size thing. And we are going into the SEC next year. like next year. And like,
Mhm.
I still don't think we're probably 100% ready. I don't think we probably ever will be. But like going into it and like we need this. This is what we need. And we need big guys, and we just have to have that going into next year. So like the fact that that is just so important for this defensive staff, I think it's huge, and I think it's gonna just pay dividends in the end. So I don't really have anything else to add other than that, but yeah, Bates's press conference was really good.
I think I
Large men and
think I-
athletes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I got a tweet this week from our buddy Zach. Zach, I can't remember your name right now because it's not in front of me.
Zach
but
Berger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. He tweeted and asked if OU has another down season, do we think that Brent Venables could be fired after that season? And really, the answer I have to that is no, just because of what Ryan said. You're in the SEC next year. They're doing everything they need to do on paper to be ready for the SEC. And I think he's been recruiting hard for 2 years now, and you give those guys a chance to be sophomores or juniors that he's recruited, and then you see what happens and you figure it out that way. So I really think he gets, regardless of what happens this year, you are no matter what going to get 1 year in the SEC of Brent Venables. I think he's the coach of the future and forever, but worst case scenario, I think that's where you're at.
I think you at least get 2 years of BV in the SEC. I don't think
Gotcha.
you, because we do not know what's going to happen that first year in the SEC. I think like, and we'll talk about it on this podcast following this season and probably during this season. Don't worry. But like,
Yeah.
we should not probably have very high expectations for that first season in the SEC. And I think that's okay. And like, I think that's all right. And it should be okay for BV to not feel like he's in the hot seat or something going into the second year of the SEC, right? So after that, who knows? But yeah, I think that's a really like valid point, Mace.
Mark, you want to add something?
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, Pat, you go.
Yeah. I just wanted to take a second to look at the development of Danny Stutzman, someone who was a sophomore last year and is now the voice of
Mason's
Oklahoma football.
Least favorite subject.
That's Brent Venables' development right there, though. Like, we have so many expectations for him this year as a junior. If this continues to happen, yeah, he'll get more years.
I think, but like back to Mason's point that he made earlier, are we going to see it on the field? Like it's
gotta see it.
I feel like there's a lot of like personal development happening with Danny, which I think is really great, because part of the coaching staff's like mission has been, we need to make these people not just really good athletes. We need to make these people like really good men. And like the fact that they are trying to develop them in that way is really, really great. But we still need to see the results on the field, and we don't know yet. That's why like this year, everyone's been talking about Danny and how like the leadership potential that he has and like what he's shown, but he's got to be able to show it. Like the fact that what is he doing? He's doing like a radio show or something like the day before.
Every Sunday.
Like
I think it's every Sunday, right?
Like that's intense.
Monday,
Intense if he like plays badly. Like he's gonna get skewered. So like he obviously, this coaching staff feels confident enough to do that, and he feels confident enough to that, but we still got to see it.
Yep.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm going to add is if we go 6-7 again, and it looks like Brent Venables still doesn't really have a handle on the head coaching pieces of things, right? Like third and fourth down decision making is off, and some of the rotations that we see are off, just certain things like that. And Joe Castiglione has to look at the idea of losing Jeff Lebby and what he brings to the staff, to recruiting, to the offense. I think you have to have a much harder look at it than we are all just talking about here. because by that time, we're assuming a 6 and 7 season, right? That's part of the assumption of the story here. By that time, we've gone through a season that all 4 of us here have said we should be winning like 10 games. We've underperformed again with another year under the Brent Venables system. And where are we? So I think we're going to be looking at a very real possibility, actually, of Jeff Levy being the head coach in that scenario if it looks like BV can't get it done.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Let us know down below in the comments what you think about that. Zach, you'll be our commenter of the week just for that, by the way. So thank you, Zach, as always, being part of the program. Appreciate that. Must watch of the week time, Ryan. Do you have anything to watch?
I don't have anything. I've just been reading Harry Potter recently. So.
I got a Mason's must watch. Hijack
like
on
my
Apple
girls
TV.
Ooh, Idris
movie?
Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba is a stud.
Is it a
Oh
movie?
wait, but Mark has to get Apple.
Or
TV.
it's a limited series.
Is it
Sorry.
a movie? It's a limited
No,
series.
it's a show.
Limited series.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good, Mason. I haven't watched it yet, but
It's good. When I first saw the premise, I didn't think it would be very good. But it develops well.
Is it real?
I'm impressed with how. Yes.
Okay,
isn't
cool.
it like a 24 thing where like each episode is like an hour?
Yeah.
And it's like all in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love 24.
I know.
Yeah,
Patrick
so
loves
it's-
24.
So it's good. Check it out. All right. Our PGP MVP of the week time, right? Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
All right. So Patrick, go ahead, get us started. Who's your MVP, man?
Yeah, give me Gavin Freeman. Give me the hype. If they want the hype, give me the hype, baby.
I love
if
it.
he wants to be Marquis Brown, go be Marcus Brown.
Man,
He's my MVP of the week. Give me the hype.
Wow. Okay. Ryan, who's your MVP?
Yeah, I am gonna go with twin brothers Danny and Michael Filippo. They're Australian. I'm butchering that last name. They have a YouTube channel called Raka Raka that is apparently extremely popular. I've never seen it. I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. They are new directors of a movie that just released called Talk to Me, and it is a horror movie that just released last week.
We
By
weren't doing a
A24.
must-watch.
We're not doing a must watch. I haven't seen it. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not doing a must watch. I would like to see it,
My bad.
but I am not. I have not seen it yet. But it made, I believe it was like it made $10 million globally in its opening weekend, and I believe its budget was like 4.5 million. So like it's doubled its budget in the first weekend, and their first time directors. It's getting unbelievably good reviews. So like. That's awesome. I love a good like indie director that, directors that like have their first film and do really well on it. So I'm going to give it to them this week.
Awesome. Mark, who's your MVP, man?
Yeah, I'm going to go with NFL training camp. I am so enamored. I'm not like, you can get real high and real low on these things, and Falcons Twitter is so grossly into every single like throw that Desmond Ridder has, right? And that's unhealthy, but just watching Bijan Robinson cook all of these backup linebackers.
Oh my God. Get his name out of the podcast, man.
I can't, man, because it's always
he's
him.
good.
It's always him.
He's good.
It's
He'll be
incredible.
fine.
His route running, just all of it.
Everything
but
you couldn't
it's-
do for Texas.
But yes, but all of your teams have the same shit going on where we're all just high on our own supply. And like
Yeah.
Patrick said, 7 games earlier. Ain't no way they win 7 games.
No
man.
shot.
I love it.
No shot.
I love
no
it.
shot.
My MVP, NFL training camp. We all can dream, man.
Can I just
So perfect.
Can I
Yeah.
LVP a training camp and Travis Kelce randomly punching his teammate? That guy is an idiot. He's 33 years old.
Douchebag?
Do you not have any maturity
He
to
also-
not punch a teammate who didn't even touch you in a play? What is going on?
He also went on, I agree with this, Patrick, because he also went on like a podcast and was like, I tried to give my number to Taylor Swift and she like would not even meet with me. And I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
oh,
Well, yeah,
so you're
she's
just putting
bigger
that
than
out into the Ether.
Imagine believing Taylor Swift should meet with you because
just
you're
like,
Travis.
because you're Travis Kelce.
Taylor is
People-
1A. Travis Kelce is
Pe-
a C list.
People absolutely forget that he had his own dating show called Catching Kelsey,
It's
and it was on like
incredible.
Bravo.
He wants to be
Like-
Gronkowski, and he never will be. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What people really forget is he didn't do anything until he found Patrick Mahomes.
True.
Yeah.
And
100%.
he needs to be someone who keeps that in mind next time he attends a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
Jason,
I
MVP, round us
love
out, baby.
I love Jason Kelce.
Oh, let us know down below in the comments who your MVP or your LVP of the week is. And that's going to be a great end to the show. Episode number 82 is in the books. You can follow us on Twitter at Program Guys with Z, our Instagram, Program Guys with Z, our Facebook page, Program Guys Podcast, our TikTok at Program Guys. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the time we get to football season, 4 weeks away. Please subscribe to the pod, like this channel, helps us out more than you know. And you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of that good stuff. We'll see you next week. Pat, take us out.
Keep pushing it, baby.
Thank you. Oh, good job, boys. That was
Loved
fun.
it.
There's not one guy, one person in the history of this program that's bigger than the program.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.